Hi, my name is Taylor, and today I'll be doing sort of like a reaction to the Amber and Johnny trial, their whole situation with their abusive relationship. We're gonna just call it that because that's really what it is. Um, Formal education in any of these fields related, such as law, psychology, uh, barely, uh, or any of the financial side of things. All of what I say can either be proven or searched to the viewers on their own. I do not seek to hurt any feelings, simply give my own opinion. If you believed you or a loved one are trapped in an abusive relationship, I recommend you reach out to the National DV hotline. Call 1-800-799-7233. And they do have a website. Definitely start trying to get out of that situation. First, let me explain that I've always been a Johnny Depp fan. Even when I was a child, one of my teachers actually knew his family growing up. As for Amber, I really don't know much about her other than I've just seen her in movies. I'm also not trying to make any political stands, just putting that out there now because there may be a little bit where I may get a little sidetracked, but I'm not a political person either. This is just a video of the timeline and the understanding of what domestic abuse is. I have suffered from toxic relationships before. It never got abusive like this, so I'm kind of glad for that one. So, Johnny Depp was born in 1963. He's actually my father's age. And Amber Heard was born in 1986, which he's 4 years older than my sister. So to me, it's just weird that these two are together because it's almost the same age difference as my father and my sister, so it's really weird. They met on the set of Rum Diary in 2009. I have not seen that movie. I was never interested in seeing that movie. I don't know why, because I had that phase where I was just watching all his movies. I don't know why I didn't watch that one. I think it didn't have good reviews or something. They started dating and they were married on a beach in 2015. Of course, they say that's private, but I saw the photos. It was more like only friends and family. To me, that's not private. But then again, I'm not a famous celebrity, so started popping up. Johnny lost the tip of his finger during a fight where Amber was throwing glass bottles. And then I guess for them, the last straw was when Amber Heard's birthday, her 30th, in April of 2016, was a big deal. From what my understanding was that she pooped on his bed, that he was either late or did not show up for her birthday. He ended up pooping on their bed, and it was in this penthouse style, which I'm poor. I don't understand half this. The cleaning lady and the estate manager knew about the situation. There's text messages, photos, all of this stuff about the whole situation. And then they had another situation, and I'm assuming this is on the same property from what I got from it. Something about abuse was going on. A friend had called it in. Johnny had spoken of getting a divorce. Amber already had a divorce attorney on my phone, so it sounded like a messy situation. The cops were involved, and from listening to things, it's almost like nobody wanted the cops to get involved, even though, no offense guys, all of you should have allowed the cops to get involved, because all of this information needs to be put down. Now, Johnny ended up asking for divorce after the poop incident, which I guess he said in trial. And then Amber went ahead and filed for divorce, and on the same day, she filed for a restraining order because she apparently had bruises on her eye from Johnny. Now, I'm going to show you something. You may want to look away. This is a 6-day bruise. I got this 6 days ago when I was taking my dog on a walk, and there was a deer, and I hit a tree. I went down a hill and I hit a deer. So when I saw that a makeup artist who had seen her that day said no, she didn't have any bruises. And when you're a makeup artist, oh, trust me, you know they can see that stuff. Like, for them, they would have to put more makeup on if she was have to be seen in front of a live audience, which she was. Not that there's ways to prove this stuff. It's just crazy. Just to use a photo and leave it at that. Like, there's ways to prove that you actually have a bruise or not. And there's also ways to time a bruise when they receive the bruise. I mean, come on. You can't tell me. Like, that's... So they got divorced, and I just heard today California apparently has some law. I did not look it up, but California has a law about if you abuse somebody when you divorce, the other person gets all the money or something close to that line. And my own thought was money. At the end of the day, that is the motivation behind all this information, behind all of the abuse getting out the way it is money. Money and attention. End of story. So they filed for divorce. She ended up asking for like $50,000 a month. And she requested for some properties. I think I saw where it said 3. It was, they ended up settling for $7 million, which supposedly she donated, which to me it sounded like she didn't win, so she knew she was going to try to do something afterwards, so she did that, so people would be like, oh, she's a volunteer. Let me tell you, people that volunteer are not always good. I'm sorry to inform you this, but people with other intentions are not actually volunteers. It's still a job to them. They're just not getting paid money. They're getting paid in other ways. So, it was finalized in 2017. Afterwards, Amber wrote an article for Washington Post to call out being an abuse victim. Imagine that. That's just so sad. I think it was in December 2018. During that Fantastic Beast, The Sun had published an article calling Johnny a wife beater. I mean, no, he's not. Not by that definition. He's not a wife beater. There's other terms for their relationship, but it's not as simple as, it's not clear-cut, black and white wife beater. It's just, that's not, like, whoever wrote that article clearly was just like, give me my money, I want the views. Read my article, pay attention to me. Like I said, money and attention. I think Heard released those audio tapes. I'm sorry. At the end of the day, she wants attention. She wants to be the victim. I think she released those tapes thinking in her mind that it's proof of abuse. But it wasn't. It was proof of something else. More of a abusive relationship and less of a wife beater situation. So July 7th, trials began. So I've been watching that, and I've been constantly listening to all that. Amber, apparently, over the years of their marriage, was taking photos and documenting everything. Now, let me tell you, people that do that kind of stuff, you don't just document for the fun of it. You document because you have an end game. There's something you plan on doing with those photos. You're not just keeping them for keepsake, right? You have intention. It's premeditated. It's an intention to use the photos against them in probably a court of law. I've been in a relationship where we were doing that, where we both were taking photos of all of our screenshots and all that. So if anything ever happened between us, if it ever got too bad, we would have proof. So we've been there. I've been there. I know what that was like. I know what it meant to take those kind of photos. I knew that I was protecting myself for any legal reason because the relationship I was having was not working and it was not going well. Now, I did not call him an abuser. What I did was I called it what this relationship is, toxic. It's just a toxic relationship. I'm not going to sugarcoat it any other way. It is an abusive relationship, but it is not your basic Hollywood wife beater situation. And it's not that simple. And I think Amber wanted to make it that simple. She wanted to victimize herself. She didn't want to take the blame for her problems, her insecurities, her weaknesses. It's very obvious. So now that we kind of got the timeline of the relationship, I'm going to actually get into what pisses me off about this. One, the media. I think the media is totally trying to skew this. They want Johnny to be the wife beater. They want Amber to be the one that is the victim, which I think the media's gotten a little better with it, with all the proof coming out. But at the end of the day, the media wants it to be black and white, all or nothing. And I have a problem with that, because it's not. And relationships are never all or nothing. You can't always have a villain and a good guy. Sometimes in life, that's just not how it works. So, secondly, I want to get into the discussion of abuse. So, abuse's definition is to treat a person or animal with cruelty or violence, especially regularly or repeatedly. Definition for the law is abuse generally, physically, sexually, or mentally injuring a person. Child abuse, physically, sexually, or mentally injuring a child either with intent or through neglect. Substance abuse, excessively using or misusing a legal or illegal substance. So let's also get into instigator. Instigator is to urge, provoke, or incite to some action or course. And a toxic relationship is often occurs when one or both people are prioritizing love over the three core components of a healthy relationship: respect, trust, and affection. As somebody who's been in a toxic relationship, I will let you know right off the bat, respect and trust, definitely. If they are not present, if they are not there, you will have a toxic relationship. Love is not everything in a healthy relationship. It's just not. And we live in this world where we think it is, but it's not. So, signs of you're in an abusive relationship: psychological and emotional abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse, threats and intimidation, isolation, economic abuse, and using children. Which I have a feeling, I'm sure there's something. I feel bad for Johnny Depp's children. Oh, that'd be awful. So emotional abuse is pretty common. It happens in a lot of relationships, and most of the time the best thing to do is just move on from them. Psychological is a little more intense, and then physical abuse is pretty serious. Sexual abuse in marriage is actually still, it does happen. Just because you're married to someone doesn't mean you're automatically allowed to be used as a sex object right away. Sometimes it's got to be, for it to be healthy, right? Health. We're looking for a healthy relationship in this situation. So, from what I can tell from Amber Heard and Johnny Depp's relationship, it was toxic. Amber Heard was an instigator. At the end of the day, you don't keep photos. You don't order a restraining order and then go see him soon after. You don't try to call him a monster when you at yourself have done things to him also. See, that's my thing. She took no blame. She took no responsibility for any action she had in the whole relationship. One of the court's records show that she said, "I was not throwing pots and pans. I was throwing pots and pans in self-defense." That's the same thing. In self-defense, you would not throw pots and pans. In an abusive relationship where you're supposed to be the one that's getting abused only, a one-sided one, you would not be throwing back. You would not be throwing back the punches. You would not be bullying him. You'd be not threats, no isolation, nothing. From what I can tell, Johnny was in a very bad place. He didn't know what to do, which I wouldn't blame him. In this time and age, a man can't be abused, and that's the one thing I don't like about this Me Too movement. Alright, here's my little political thing. That's it. This is all I'm going to say about the Me Too thing. Problem I have with the Me Too thing is it's promoting women only. Like, it's not really there to help the men either. It's not really the whole purpose to help those that are silent. It's kind of more shifted towards women. And I don't think it's because women are abused more. I think it's because men don't speak up about it. So its real intention is actually not there in this case, right? It's actually, and in one of the audio tapes, she says, "I am a woman. Nobody is going to believe you." And that right there is proof of all that Me Too. And even if she did or did not say that, which you can tell from her videos where she goes, I don't remember. You can tell that she was using her volunteer work. She was using people. She was using victims. And that's what pisses me off. That nobody is calling her out for the use of victims. That nobody is saying that, and that nobody's calling her out for allowing somebody to say, I'm an abuse victim. My husband hurt me all the time. And ended it there. I was involved in an abusive relationship. I played a role in the abuse. It was toxic. I was an instigator. That's kind of how she should be. Because I've been in a toxic relationship. Did I do any bad things in that relationship? Yes. Nothing criminal, don't worry. Yes, I did some mean things too. There are days where he would be in a good mood and I would get mad about something. Yes, everybody, well, not everybody. There are a lot of people who have been in these relationships and they do not consider themselves abuse victims. It just doesn't work like that. Now, I actually know real abuse victims, and let me tell you, the way they react to things is different. The way that they handle things are way different. The way it just tells you. I'm surprised that not a lot of women are speaking up about her. And it's like, well, we don't know if it's true or not. Yeah, you kind of do. At this point, it is not the classic case of wife beater. It is abusive, toxic relationship. So yes, you can call her out for using women or men. Actually, it's worse for the men that have been in abusive relationships. You can. It's there. Call her out. But, you get Kathy Griffin saying, hey, we need to stand by her because she's a woman. I'm sorry. I will not stand by a woman who is vile. I don't care if you're a male or female. If you cause harm to someone, I am not going to stand by you. I will turn my head and I will carry on. So, I think people need to call her out more. And I think Hollywood is the one that's responsible in calling her out and calling this whole situation out. Because you know what? Their relationship was toxic, but I bet there are a lot more relationships like that in Hollywood, without a doubt. I think Hollywood is a big problem, and abuse, sexual abuse, child abuse, all that good jazz. Because in a sense, sometimes they promote it, and they don't even realize it. So I think this was a mutual abusive relationship. I think it was toxic. I think Johnny was in a hard place and he didn't know how to deal with the situation. You're a 50-year-old man and you have a 30-year-old wife that's being hostile to you. What the hell do you do? So this is my video. One of the videos. Maybe I'll do some more. But I just want to get out about the whole... Nobody's calling Amber out for using people. Like, she straight up uses people for money and attention. And nobody is calling her out in Hollywood. And I think that's just sad. Because I think that's what Hollywood does. I think they promote people like that. Let's use people. Let's use them. No, don't use people. Don't belittle people. Let them be themselves. You know what? And leave victims alone. Don't use victims. Don't lie. Tell the truth. You say, I was in an abusive relationship. I was hostile towards him. I caused some of the issues. I played my role. I did not seek help when needed for myself or him or us. Like, call it how you see it. You're a 30-year-old woman married to a 50-year-old man. He's not your father. He's not meant to take care of you. Welcome to 2020. I'm sorry to inform you that not elderly white men are supposed to take care of you. Like, I wish. Yeah, but this ain't the 1950s and even 1970s. Like, you gotta get out of this. We gotta get past this sexist shit. I mean, it is sexist to think that a woman was causing problems with a male. And she thought she could get away with it. I think that Amber truly believes that the way she behaved in the relationship is justified. And I think that's a problem. And I'm surprised they don't recommend therapy or counseling or something for that. Because you can't expect to keep punching, hitting, throwing stuff at somebody and keep saying, oh, it's self-defense. No. You do it repeatedly, it's no longer self-defense. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe. I may do some more. Be nice in the comments. If there are any comments, I highly doubt. Nobody's watching these. Though I just added like 2 and I'm like, where are all my views? I may do some more videos. I just really wanted to get that opinion out there. That I think it's just sad. It's sad. It's a sad relationship. And those two people should never, ever, ever be in the same room ever, ever, ever again after this. And I hope justice is served on all accounts. And I know for a fact karma will catch up for all the shit that went down. But please like and subscribe. Be nice in the comments. And feel free to chat with me if you like. We can discuss this. I'm not going to argue with you, but I will discuss like adults. Alright, thank you.